https www.profootballnetwork.com. Charles Tillman makes bold. Prediction, Caleb Williams, sophomore. Season, hello, Bears News. Fan Report, faithful. Drop a like and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report right now so you never miss our insider takes. Can you hear that collective gasp echoing through Hallis Hall? Just yesterday, in a move that sent shockwaves across the entire NFL, head coach Ben Johnson dropped a bombshell opinion on the league's most talked-about short-yardage gimmick. He didn't mince words. The tush-push isn't just overhyped, it's fundamentally flawed and destined to crumble under disciplined defensive fronts. But what exactly did he mean by that, and could his controversial stance reshape how the Bears, and perhaps the entire league, approach those critical 4th and inches moments? Picture the scene. A packed media room at Hallis Hall, cameras flashing and all eyes locked on Johnson as he leaned into the microphone. "It's a broken play that relies on chaos," he declared, his voice steady but laced with conviction. When you study the fundamentals of gap integrity and leverage, the tush-push is a recipe for disaster against teams that coach assignment discipline. The room erupted, some scribbling furiously, others mouthing, "Did he really just say that?" Yet Johnson stood firm, challenging conventional wisdom and daring critics to question his logic. Could this be the bold, risk-taking mentality Chicago needs to forge its own identity? Or is it a sign that Johnson is reinventing the wheel at the expense of proven strategies? Think back to last season, when the Eagles and Cowboys alike leaned heavily on the tush-push, bulldozing their way for crucial first downs and altering the momentum of playoff games. If Johnson succeeds in convincing his offensive line to abandon that comfort play, will the Bears sacrifice short-yardage reliability? Or could they innovate an even deadlier set of power pop or counter crest counters that leave defenses guessing? Let's dig deeper into his critique. Johnson pointed to tape showing how top-tier defenses, like the 49ers under DeMeco Ryans, shredded the tush-push by slanting interior gaps and stunting linebackers into the backfield. It's not about muscle, he argued. It's about precision and timing. You can't bulldoze every time. You have to outthink. That commentary landed like a gauntlet at feet of Bears linemen who've grown comfortable executing the simple shove-and-go. Will veteran left guard Cody Whitehair embrace this cerebral shift, or will younger blockers like rookie phenom Amarius Mims find themselves overwhelmed by newfound technique demands? Of course, fans are already buzzing. Could Johnson's chess-like approach backfire in November's freezing winds at Soldier Field? Imagine a critical 3rd and goal, the stands roaring, the goal line looming, and the Bears opting for an intricate misdirection instead of the tried-and-true push. Could the hesitation cost them momentum, or will it cement Johnson's reputation as a mastermind who blends old-school grit with modern schematics? Some insiders whisper that this isn't just soundbite fodder, it's a window into how Chicago plans to redefine its offensive identity around Caleb Williams, using unpredictability as the ultimate equalizer. And what about the league's reaction? Already, whispers from AFC and NFC coordinators hint at shadow meetings, where play callers debate whether to label Johnson's critique as bluster or genuinely revolutionary. Will rival teams start installing not tight defenses designed specifically to counter the Bears' new playbook? Or might they double down on the tush-push, eager to prove Johnson wrong and reinforce their own short-yardage dominance? The stakes couldn't be higher. A single blown 4th down could either vindicate Johnson's theory or trigger an avalanche of second-guessing within the Bears' war room. Speculate if you will, but one thing remains clear. The controversy has ignited a fire beneath the franchise. Could this be the spark that unites a locker room long starved for identity? Or is it merely the opening gambit in a psychological battle against every adversary in their path? Fans are already dividing into camps, Team Trust Ben versus Team Old School Grind, and the online forums are ablaze with heated debate. As the offseason unfolds, keep your eyes peeled. Johnson's anti-tush-push doctrine may force Chicago's offense into uncharted territory. Will they master the nuance and emerge as innovators, or will they stumble under the weight of lofty expectations? The answers won't come easy, but here at Bears News Fan Report, we'll be right there, dissecting every snap, every adjustment, and every twist in this unfolding saga. Stay with us. When we return, we'll break down how this philosophy could reshape the Bears' red zone play calling, explore potential wrinkle packages designed to keep defenses off balance, and ask the ultimate question: is Ben Johnson engineering the next great offensive revolution, or is he tempting fate with too radical an experiment? If you're pumped about this deep dive, don't forget to tap that like button and subscribe to Bears News Fan Report right now so you never miss our exclusive breakdowns. Now, let's pick up where we left off and delve into the tactical ripple effects of Coach Ben Johnson's bold anti-tush-push manifesto. First, consider how this philosophy reshapes Chicago's red zone approach. Traditionally, teams lean on brute force when the chains are short. Pack the box, give the ball to your biggest bodies, and grind out yardage. But Johnson's disciples will instead prioritize gap discipline and misdirection. Imagine a play-action look fading out wide to Darnell Mooney, drawing linebackers in before handing off to Khalil Herbert on a delayed counter. Could that element of surprise yield more touchdowns than a predictable shove? Some schemers in our locker room believe this could transform the Bears from power football also-rans into innovators that turn the league's stoutest defenses inside out. Next, let's zoom out to the bigger roster puzzle. If Johnson's group masters these nuanced wrinkles, the front office may pivot their draft and free agency priorities. Rather than stockpiling bruising short-yardage backs, Chicago might target agile route-running tight ends or shift slot receivers, who can exploit the voids created by disciplined defensive alignments. Rumor has it the Bears have coveted a versatile wide-tight prospect in the mid-rounds, someone who can flex outside and in the seam, giving Caleb Williams a safety valve when pressure arrives late. Could that little shift in personnel strategy be the missing ingredient to unlock this new scheme's full potential? And what about the psychological edge? By publicly calling out the tush-push, Johnson has forced opposing coordinators into a dilemma. Do you prove him wrong by doubling down on that play, or do you start scheming against Chicago's next-gen counters? Word around the league is that several defensive staffs have already circulated tape showing how to shut down the Bears' newly unveiled misdirection series. But does that leak serve as an advantage for Johnson, who thrives on unpredictability? Could he simply drop that knowledge back in the offense's lap and show a completely different wrinkle in Week 1? The mind games are just as vital as the X's and O's. Let's not overlook the impact on player development either. For veterans, like Cody Whitehair and Lucas Patrick, this means mastering subtler footwork and communication cues instead of leaning on sheer power. Meanwhile, younger linemen such as Amarius Mims will have to elevate their technique and film study acumen to thrive in Johnson's cerebral offense. Remember, it was Caleb Williams' solo film sessions that sparked controversy in Year 1. This time, he'll be breaking down these innovative packages with a coach who's reinventing every inch of the field. Could this dynamic study partnership between Williams and Johnson accelerate Caleb's evolution into a truly elite QB? Fans are already betting on a massive sophomore leap if clip-breaking sessions become the norm instead of the exception. Of course, it's not all sunshine. Critics warn that leaning too heavily on misdirection could backfire if defenses anticipate it. A single blown assignment on a reverse or a counter could result in a game-costing tackle for loss. If the Bears' blockers hesitate for even a split second, waiting for the defense to overcommit, the entire design collapses. Is it possible that Johnson's radical departure from conventional wisdom is simply too high risk for consistent success? Only live game day execution will settle that debate. With training camp on the horizon, Every single practice rep will count. Will the Bears' offense embrace this shift wholeheartedly, or will they revert to straight-ahead power when the heat is on? Could this be the moment Chicago builds an identity that other franchises tried to replicate? Or will it end up as a footnote in Bears lore, an ambitious experiment that fell just short? But what do you think about all of this? Personally, I'm hooked on the idea of a Chicago offense so unpredictable it leaves defensive play callers scratching their heads. I can't wait to see how the players adapt and which wrinkles become staples of this new era. Let me know your wildest predictions in the comments below. I'll be reading every single take. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe to Bears News Fan Report, and ring the notification bell so you're front and center for our next tactical teardown. Until next time, keep the faith, and as always, go Bears.